Hey everybody, my name is SPAZ and I'm a CD junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about Miss Abrams and the Strawberry Point 4th grade class. Only one album, but there's an interesting story to go around it that I feel really needs to be said, and there's other CDs involved as well. Believe it or not, I never even heard of Rita Abrams, aka Miss Abrams, until about a year ago when I stumbled across the CD while shopping at Amoeba in San Francisco. I had a little credit with the store and I thought, this looks interesting, took it home, put it on, thought that sounds really cool, but I didn't pay that much attention to it. It took its time to sink in, and over the last couple of weeks I am absolutely obsessed with it, and I listen to it every night when I go to bed. Let's wind the clocks back here, back to when I was a kid, when I was a child, probably first, second grade, maybe even kindergarten. Music was such a big part of my life. I remember hearing things like Puff the Magic Dragon. I remember hearing Waltzing Matilda. These are the songs that I really liked when I was a kid. And of course, I was a first generation Sesame Street fan, so I was watching it when it first aired in 1969. But one song that really dug deep into my soul, even as a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid, was a song called 500 Miles by the Journeymen. One of my teachers played it. I heard this song. To me, the vocals and the melody was so heartbreaking, and it's weird to say that from the viewpoint of a child, because kids were always thought of, happy and stuff like that. But when I heard this, I connected with the sadness of it, the beauty and the charm of the song itself. And of course, I eventually had to get the CD. And as I began to get older, of course, when you'd watch the Charlie Brown specials, of course, I'd love the visuals, but I really love the music of Vince Guaraldi. And I've got loads of Vince Guaraldi CDs. I won't even bring those into the conversation. But that music really moved me as well. I would listen to the melodies, the little tinkling of the ivories, and was really touched by a lot of that great music that he created for those TV specials. In 1976, I remember being part of Let George Do It, which was a musical about George Washington to celebrate the bicentennial. And of course, I love the music that was in it. This is actually the digital version of the original album that we listened to back then, because they played us the album before they taught us all the songs. I didn't actually sing. I was so embarrassed to sing. I just moved my lips to it through the entire show. But I wanted to be part of it. But anyway, I'm bringing up this because I'm letting you know just how the innocence and charm and the beauty of music, really touches me deeper than I even cared to admit at the time. Now as an adult, I have no problems with sharing my emotions. Anyway, the album in question, Miss Abrams and the Strawberry Point 4th grade class. Very interesting album. This is the entire original album on CD plus bonus tracks. This is a Japanese or Korean version, and it came with a little booklet plus a little lyric sheet that was probably in with the original album. This isn't really a kids album. It's a folk album. It's a soft pop album, and Rita Abrams uses the kids to provide the backing vocals and sometimes even the lead vocals. And it is just astoundingly charming and touching and warm and melodic. Some of the keyboard work reminds me of that Vince Guaraldi sound mixed with the Roaches, especially Maggie Roach, their folky harmonies and really sort of warm and beautiful vocals. And the melodies are just so incredibly, insanely catchy. Like I said, this isn't children's music, but it's has the innocent charm that will immediately appeal to all age groups. So if you like soft pop and stuff. But a few interesting tidbits about this. The album is produced by Eric Jacobson. And Eric Jacobson, he produced like Love & Spoonful, Norman Greenbaum, the Charlatans, the Bay Area band. The Tasmanian Devils had an album out in 80 and 81, and Eric produced those. But an artist that he produced later is, of course, Chris Isaak. And, of course, there's a bunch of Chris Isaak there. And in 1970, they actually made a video of the song Mill Valley. And the video was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And if that doesn't blow your mind... Now, another little interesting tidbit that I found out about is before they actually recorded the song and signed to the label, they made a demo. And one of the people in charge of recording that demo was Rita Abrams' teaching assistant, a guy named Tommy Heath. Later on, Tommy Heath would be the leader of Tommy Tutone. So there's another link there to all this wonderful music that I listen to. They recorded a single called Mill Valley, and it was originally released by Miss Abrams and the Strawberry Point third grade class. But by the time the album was recorded and came out, all the kids had moved up a grade. So that's why it's Miss Abrams and the Strawberry Point fourth grade class. And like I said before, it is so charming, so absolutely beautiful. When I hear this music, I hear innocent beauty, lovely, heavenly melodies. But it is so touching because it reminds me of that innocence that I felt back in the days when I heard the Journeymen 500 Miles. Mill Valley, of course, is the big song off of this, but Wonder and Floating Away and Building a Heaven on Earth is actually written by Norman Greenbaum. The rest of the album is written by Rita Abrams, well, except for You Are My Sunshine. Other great songs on here are like This Time of Life, I Never Asked, The Happiest Day of My Life. And this album came out in 1970. I didn't even hear it till 2019, and it feels like I've known it all my life. I say definitely check this out in any way that you can, whether you order it online. I believe Amazon's got it. It's not going for cheap anymore, but it's very much worth your while. And while I don't support streaming, if you at least want to get a hint of what it sounds like before you purchase it, it's on Spotify. It is very highly recommended. I normally wouldn't make a CD Junkie video dedicated to one album, but I'm very passionate about this one. So definitely check it out. Anyway, that's it for me. I appreciate you hanging out and listening to me babble. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next time, my name is SPAZ, and I'm a CD Junkie.